Hi, this is Meir from Beerbull Traders doing my recap. Today is Wednesday, August 7th. So coming into the day, we had quite a lot of stocks on the gappers list. So I went to the ones that were gapping a lot. I went them over. So NEWR, I'm not sure what the catalyst was. What I know is that it really gapped down. I think it was earnings. It gapped down. It closed yesterday from 83 and it gapped down all the way down to 62 or something. So I was really short bias, obviously, based on the gap down. So this was really my number one watch that I was watching. I wanted to short it and see if it could continue down, like a gap and go type of strategy. So coming into the day here from the 1 minute chart, as I jumped in really early right away. So it sold off a little bit in the first minute, and then it broke down. It was actually taking some time. It was waiting like 2 or 3 minutes, which at the open is a lot, right at the open. Usually if it's gonna crack, it cracks quickly, so I was getting a little nervous. So I was risking off here. So I got in at 60, I was risking off 60.50. And as soon as it broke the 60 level, which was holding for a while, I took profits here at 59, 59.35, 59.50, which was really 1 hour, which preferably, especially at the open where you could get much more volatility. It wasn't really that great. Just I took it because it was taking too much time, which was a bit concerning. And then it squeezed up here quickly before anything, and it dropped right back down. So that got me a little worried because I saw that it couldn't really continue and break this pre-market low over here. So I just took off because I did not like the way it was moving. Then I took off more, really even closer to my break even, and then all of a sudden, bang, it squeezed. So I got all out quickly, and thankfully I'm grateful I did that, because then it really squeezed up all the way, and even more over here. So I'm glad that I got out of this. All in all, this was like about a break-even trade. Yeah, so this was my first trade. Then I went over to MTCH, which I was watching as well. MTCH, which is match on the daily, this really gapped strong. It closed yesterday at like 74, and it gapped up all the way to 85. So it was like up like $10. It was up like 15% roughly, give or take. And they mentioned in the pre-market show on Beerbull Traders, Nor mentioned about the short interest. So the complete flow, is 54 million, and the short interest is 18 million. So that's about 33% of the float is short. So in my opinion, I really felt that a large part of this big gap was a lot of shorts that were in this, meaning 30% were short. They were really getting squeezed over here. So I was really long biased on this, and the fact that it was gapping up 15%, so I was long biased on this. So at the open, I wasn't looking at it really the first few minutes, as I was busy with NEWR with my first trade. But when I came over, I saw here it broke down, then it broke down again, but it couldn't really crack with authority. It couldn't really come down even lower past this low here at 82.50. So at that point, I decided I want to be long in this stock, especially based on the 5 minute. I was looking at the 5 minute. It kind of put in like here where you get the fake opening range breakdown, where it couldn't really break. It just broke a little bit, stopped some people out, and then popped right back up. So I took a long here at 83 flat, about 83.10. I don't remember exactly what it was, 83.20, and I was risking off 82.50 here. This low of this candle, the low of this candle, here 82.50. And then I got in and I got an immediate pop right away. So I took off some here at 83.70, 70 about, and then I got another pop up to VWAP. So I decided to take more when it cracked through 84. And then it broke up to 85, so I took off even more. Then it started pulling back. This is one of my weaknesses, where when it starts pulling back a stock, I start getting nervous. I start like panicking a little bit. I don't want it to come back and give back profits that I already have unrealized. So I started taking it off here. I took off another one. Then at this moving average, I took off more. Really, in retrospect, I should have maybe added even. At this pullback, this was a good place to add. but maybe because it did this pullback. But I get really afraid. I'm afraid of adding. It's not something that I'm comfortable doing yet. And then as it crushed another dollar here, 86.50, I decided to take my final piece off. So all in all, it was a good trade. I was risking 50 cents. I made $1, which is a 2-hour trade. It's a good trade, which is an excellent trade. Here's my close P&L. I made 30 bucks, which is good. The first trade was like a break-even trade altogether. So that was that, and this MTCH went up all the way till $95, 95 plus, which is really unfortunate. But that's something that I need to learn. I need to learn how to let my winnings really run and not jump on the profits right away, and be able to stomach some pullbacks. You know, it's okay. It's not going to go up straight. It's never going to go up straight. It's going to pull back. That's part of the process of trading. How they're buyers and sellers. People are selling. People are shorting. So that's going to cause for it to go down. And hopefully I'll get back. I'll get better at that. What I was really happy about today specifically is the SPY has been really volatile over the last few days, and I don't do well with these really volatile. It came down from 300 all the way down to 280 like 2 days. So I don't like to trade any stocks just like that because everything moves with the SPY. So it's really hard. It's really hard to trade individual stocks, and I find everything to be much more spiky. So today was good because we had these extreme gap ups and gap downs, so I really felt like there are going to be some stocks. There weren't these big names that were going to move with the market. It was going to move individually, so I could just focus in on this stock and not worry that it's going to move with the market as it moves independently. So I was really glad about that. And we actually even had another few. I wasn't involved in that, but ALLK, this thing has been on fire. Look at the run that it made today. This I also believe is a short squeeze. There's 4 million to 748, about a quarter of the shares are shorted, and this thing is really taking off. It took off from 80 to 93. I mean, I was watching it, but I couldn't really find an entry, so I didn't trade it, and I was trading already MTCH. Andrew trades Weight Watchers, which also was a great breakout. What an amazing move. It moved up from $24 all the way up to $29. It's a 5-point move on a stock that's $25, 20% almost. So really, we did have a lot of big moves. If you were on the right side, you were able to capitalize. It really was an amazing day. So I hope all of you had an amazing day and capitalized on some of the market moves. I'm glad to be green. I was red the last 2 days. Didn't do my recap for that. Glad to be back in the green. And I hope everyone enjoyed watching this video. Thank you, and have a wonderful day. If you have any comments, leave them below, and I'll try to get back to you. Thank you.